I think we have a guest.
No?
I think. Whoa, who's that?
In India's case, why would a brand, if they have budgets, why would they want to invest in, for example, a Jiu Jitsu tournament versus like an IPL? Oh, my watch was saying my VO2 Max is bad, and if
It's
that,
absolute trash.
yeah,
Dude, it insults me. Garmin is known for doing that. Like, there's
Really?
memes about like the Duolingo of wearables.
Even in the tournaments that I've lost,
Yeah.
generally, I put myself in bad position. It's just-
intentionally lost.
Yeah, not intentionally.
I think that's why you don't feel fear
Yeah.
in the tournament. If I have to upload anything or I reshare, it's always like me losing.
If you win, I'm gonna buy you gin and tonic.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of Superset Radio. I'm here today with Funkshwin, the man himself, Ashwin Adiga. How's it going, bro? How was Malaysia?
Malaysia was
How's things?
good. Yeah, I had a good time competing at the grappling industries in Malaysia. I think it was about 3-4 weeks back. Yeah.
Was that like a full day of just jiu-jitsu? Grappling industries?
Yeah, funnily enough, there were around, I think, close to 400 competitors. It was happening at a mall. I think it was, I'm going to butcher the name of the mall because it's a Malay word. 2-day event. We were competing on the second day.
Mhm.
So like a bunch of kids and the female division were competing on day 1, and day 2, the male adults were competing. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
How's training? How's life, dude? It's
Right
been a while
now,
since I've seen you.
yeah, right now I've just been really busy with work. I've been traveling as well. So I think tomorrow I'm looking forward to going to the gym, to IJJ, getting a good round of training. Getting
Smashing
beaten
some white
up.
belts?
No, absolutely.
Smash.
It's always me getting smashed, not the other way around.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure the white belts will say the opposite.
I think I compete in the advanced batch, so I
Okay.
don't really compete with the beginner
Okay.
people. Yeah, so I don't really get a chance to compete with many white belts.
Wow.
But I actually look forward to always
Always
getting
smashing
beaten
the
up.
white belts?
No,
Okay.
always getting beaten up over beating other people up. Always. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So, for everyone who's watching this, a lot of people don't know who you are. Who is Funkshwin? Who is Ashwin Adiga?
Yeah, it's so funny calling me Funkshwin, which is
Is
my stage name actually. So I used to.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I had a band, and
Yeah.
we were called Go Funk Yourself. We
Bass
it's
player?
actually- no,
Bass player?
you know what? Funnily enough, it used to be me. Me just playing guitar and like looping a couple of drum tracks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I created chord progressions and I created riffs that were like lyrics. And then obviously it grew to a point where a lot of people started coming to my gigs. And then I realized that, hey, it'd be really cool if I got a drummer or a bass player. And at a certain point, I got like really good musicians and I got a really good guitarist. And at that point, if I wanted to keep playing in the band, I had to fill in a gap that wasn't there, which was bass, and that's how I started playing bass. So the band was called Go Funk Yourself, and since the band was called that, I was therefore called Funkshwin. So that was my stage name. Yeah, and then obviously when I met you, I was still playing, and I had a couple of gigs
obviously.
going
And you
on,
never
yeah.
changed the name. Did your bandmates also have like funk prefixes? Like
no,
funk this,
they
funk-
didn't. No, they didn't. It was just me.
Just
yeah.
you
It's
were-
really crazy because I was so creatively lazy. The band was called Go Funk Yourself. My stage name was called Funkshwin, and the event in which the gigs that I used to organize was called House of Funk.
Amazing, dude.
Yeah,
If I join, it would be like Funkwin, like Funkin.
Funkin' Wayne or something like that.
Got it.
Fun times.
Yeah, let's go further back. So music, you kind of had that going for you, and then just grappling, like just got into it. Saw UFC match, I guess.
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, I started training in 2019 and I totally bought the jiu-jitsu marketing hype train of the smaller person can win. It's all about technique. If you take your opponent to the ground, the entire Gracie marketing thing really, like obviously, like I believed it and I kind of started training for that. And at that particular point in time, jiu-jitsu was very relevant in MMA. It was really popular. You had so many people pulling guard and using, submitting people and stuff. And at that time, I think Tyrone Woodley was the champ, and he
welterweight.
Yeah, but I can't remember the division.
Welterweight.
He subbed someone using a DAS choke.
Wow.
And after that, I was like, wow,
I'm
this
hooked.
is so cool.
This is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in love with it. I was like, wow, this is so cool. And I think at that time, yeah, jiu-jitsu, it was a fun time to train jiu-jitsu because it was my world. Obviously, when COVID happened, jiu-jitsu training became very limited. After that, I had to do something, so I had a bunch of free time. So I said, why not play music? And that's how the music journey started. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And the jiu-jitsu happened around 2019. Music as well, like 2020.
I think
like,
2021, it kind of started. It really took off. 2022, 2023 was really big. We did like the biggest gig we did was called House of Funk Volume. I can't remember, but it was at the Bangalore Creative Circus.
Oh yeah.
We had 200 people attend that gig, and I was playing. My band was playing. We had an art installation. We had a bunch of artists over there. So my whole reason for organizing that gig is that I actually was really bored of the events happening in Bangalore, because if I wanted to go out, all I had to do was go out to some bar, either get drunk and listen to like really bad music. So I said, hey, why don't I create an
the event
experience?
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't I create an experience where there's art, there's live music, there's live art. So I would have like a beautiful experience where I get to interact with talk to really cool people, because they're all artists. They experience the world very differently from me. And I get to like really interact with art. That's like the whole thing that I wanted to do. I was obsessed with art at the time. I really wanted to meet people who are better than me in visual art, in musical art, or in even dance as well. So I was obsessed with just having as many people in one venue, so I could just explore
That's
this with
crazy,
them.
dude.
Yeah.
Which point does the running come in? Were you like always a runner?
Honestly, running was always been a thing for me. I started running in 2011 when I was, I think, 16 years old. I did my like 10K, and then I did a 25K run and stuff like that. My parents had done a marathon as well, so I was really introduced to the sport of running very early on. In 2014, my dad started at the time the Shriram Properties Bangalore Marathon, and then I joined the company in 2015, and then I've just been working. That's always been my day job.
Is the same idea with running? There's no good events. I'll create the events I want to see.
That's my dad's. That was my dad's. 100% my dad's vision.
And you're carrying it forward, like
I try, because he does a really good job. He's really good with. He's really savvy with this. He's worked on multiple projects. He's quite good at his job. Let's put it that way. And I have a lot to learn that way. I would say, yeah.
We'll get into more of this like towards the Q&A part on Instagram. But everyone kind of wants to know. They kind of know you have a day job.
Yeah.
You're a pretty busy person. You still manage to like stay active, hit the gym, and do jiu-jitsu, and compete a lot of times in the year. Like, how do you balance all of those different things?
I don't know if I balance it out. I think my girlfriend's son will probably always say that I'm always like falling apart. She's like, you don't understand what this is doing to you. But I love it, man. I think I've always been really physically active. I think since I was a kid, I loved training, and I loved preparing for activities like either a basketball tournament or any kind of tournament. So it's always been something I've always looked forward to. I just continued doing it. I didn't really stop training. So obviously when I started working, having a day job, I naturally wanted to do something after work, or if I had some time before work, I wanted to keep training. So I never really stopped. So when I started doing jiu-jitsu, competition was like a really fun way to stay more engaged with jiu-jitsu. Obviously, I think when we started training together,
2021,
life was really different, and naturally, like as I get older, I do want to get better at my job. And there are certain moments when work is the most important thing in my life, but there's certain moments when it kind of gets in a slower gear where I can take time to do other things. And that's when I feel I can compete. So I really try to block my time where certain months in a year I just focus on competing. I get to do that, and I get to focus or tailor my jiu-jitsu and my training towards being the best competitor I can be. And then later on, when work gets really hectic and I have to like travel a lot for work, or I'm working 12 hours a day or something like that, I then shift jiu-jitsu more into it's fun. I get to meet all my friends. Yeah. And then training also becomes really fun too, because I get to like, I really like strength training. So I get to do some really cool lifts. I get to try to become as strong as I possibly can at the bench press or deadlift. Yeah. I know you did like a 200 kg.
220.
220?
Yeah, 220. That 20 kgs is hard.
It's still been my dream to get a 200 kg
You can get
deadlift.
there. Yeah.
You have to change your entire life to get
No,
your training has
it's-
to be more focused towards getting there, don't you think?
For a while.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but after you get it, it's kind of like now installed into your system. Like you'll always get it.
You think
If
so?
you train like kind of hard.
Yeah.
You'll
I
get
the
it.
max I've ever gotten was 191.
That's
And
9 kgs.
Yeah, I know. But anytime I looked at the numbers of with the weights,
Mhm.
I saw 200. Mine was like 200 kilos.
Mhm.
I mentally psyched out. That's actually something that I realized that when you go into these powerlifting events, and I don't know much about this,
Mhm.
but when you have those weights there and that's a PR weight,
Mhm.
I don't know how those athletes do it. It's its own kind of challenge.
Yeah, dude. It's like
Yeah.
you train for the sport, and if that's like the sport and that's all you're doing, you're geared for that. Like that's all you see day in, day out. And with powerlifting, there's a good chance you already hit it in training. So
Is it?
you're just doing it again. Sometimes, no. Like
Mm.
there's many times I've hit PRs on the comp on the platform, but usually, like if you're taking more of a conservative strategy, I've hit this a few weeks before, like
Yeah.
on peak week, I'm gonna hit it again.
Mm.
So we have 3 lifts. So the first lift is like
Okay.
something you're absolutely confident. Even on a bad day,
How do you
sick
feel
out
when
of
you
bed.
go into a powerlifting tournament?
Less anxious and less scared
Okay.
than a jiu-jitsu
Really?
tournament. Like way less.
Mm.
If I can't lift the weight, like what's gonna happen? It's just not gonna move. Or a squat, I can just like the spot I'll probably get it. Bench, it's not gonna
I
move.
think relentless strength does this, no?
Yeah. Dude, like they organize WPC tournaments.
It looks
which is-
like a festival when they do it.
They do
The
it really well.
videos look really cool.
they do a good job, but
Yeah.
the government as a whole, like
Yeah?
like there's Indian bodies as well.
Mm.
There's the PI, which is Powerlifting India,
Yeah.
which is affiliated to the main organization abroad, which is the IPF, which is a big one, Olympics of powerlifting.
Yeah.
So they have their organizations as well,
Mm.
but WPC does a really good job
Mm.
in India in organizing it.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll get more into strength and all that details in a bit. I know you've competed a lot.
Yeah.
Before we close out the segment,
Yeah.
lessons you've learned from all of this competing, like something you use every day.
Or the competition. I would say
Yeah.
the one main thing about competing that I often have to tell myself is that the competition does not reflect my actual skill set in jiu-jitsu. So
Mhm.
if I win, it doesn't mean my jiu-jitsu has gotten better. It means I'm a really good competitor. If I lose,
I suck.
it doesn't mean anything. I really don't think it means much. It just means that in that scenario, I lost. Because what tends to happen in competition is that maybe I make a mistake. Maybe I slip, maybe something goes wrong.
Got caught.
And yeah, I get caught, and then it's a cascading of one negative event leads to cascading negative events. If I get out, great. If I don't, then I have to tap and submit.
You can do everything right and still lose.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a reflection of how I am as a jiu-jitsu student, because I went through a run when I won a bunch of comps and I thought I was untouchable, and all it took was me realizing that, hey, I think I'm really good, but I'm really not. So I think that competition is not a representation of how I am at jiu-jitsu. So that's definitely one. The second is that competition is basically emotional management. Because what I noticed, what I noticed while I compete,
Anxiety. Like,
yes, 100%.
So much anxiety.
So much anxiety. And secondly, it's definitely managing the anxiety, because I realized that part of the competition, or the really good competitors, are actually competing and they're leveraging their emotions to perform at a much better level. Because when you get to the comp, you have to look at your opponent and their preferences for how they lean their weight, their preferences for are they right-handed, left-handed, what are their favorite moves? Because what tends to happen in competition is that everybody wants to do their favorite move.
Yeah.
They under pressure, nobody wants to try anything new.
Yeah.
They want to switch off and do their favorite thing. So obviously at the level that I compete in,
everyone wants to hit that Americana.
Exactly. So maybe in the blue belt, or maybe in the white belt, or in that division, you might see people hitting their favorite move. But in the blue belt onwards, you see like a 2 combo thing where they will do the setup is more like one thing, and then they go for the second one. And in the advanced one, it gets a little bit more complicated. Then it's 3 combos, 4 combos, 5 combos sometimes. So
That's
you
interesting,
have to be aware of
counter
these.
for counter for counter.
Exactly, you have to really look at that, and part of it also is like imposing your game versus letting your opponent impose his game
That's
in that
interesting.
sense. And the other part is emotional regulation during the comp, because sometimes I notice that when I how I feel versus what I saw in the recording, when something bad happened to me during the comp, it's like the worst thing happened. I feel like I'm going to lose. I feel like my life is ending. The world is over. I've lost the match. But then all of a sudden, I win all of a sudden because of some certain scenarios.
Sure.
So part of it also is like understanding that, hey, I can get out of this. It's just a situation that has to happen. So it's regulating those emotions during the comp as well.
For sure.
It's a fun experience. I love competing.
Dude, I love competing as well. It's one of my resolutions for the year.
Is it?
Compete more.
Yeah.
Like whatever sport. Just
Is it?
compete more.
Nice. I like that.
I'll do one of your races, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
We decided.
I can't run a 5K, but I'll work.
No, you will
towards it.
do a 5K 100%.
I'll try. I'll really try.
It's easy.
I'll
5K is
train.
easy. Walk. It takes like 30 minutes or 45 minutes to do 5K.
We'll get into the gas tank bit in a bit.
Okay.
In the next segment. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
For sure. I just did a kickboxing in-house tournament.
Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? I'm loving striking.
I
right
like
now.
striking a lot.
It's
as
so
well.
beautiful.
I'm doing it for a month now.
Yeah.
Just different kind of sport, different kind of
Yeah.
combat sport.
Yeah. I feel
But-
like I have so much more respect for MMA fighters now that I'm doing striking now as well.
Yeah. Once you get hit in the face, like
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a different kind of toughness that's required to
Yeah.
do striking.
but if you know jiu-jitsu and you add a little bit of striking
Yeah.
on top of it,
Yeah.
can get someone to the ground.
Yeah.
There's
Do you think
Complete.
that if you ever learn striking, you would be like if you had to compete in MMA, you would be a hybrid MMA fighter, or would you be a more jiu-jitsu dominated?
definitely jiu-jitsu. Depends
Really?
on, I don't know if my striking will ever be as good as how my jiu-jitsu is, and if the gap, I don't see it closing. If I just
Yeah.
keep training jiu-jitsu, it'll just hopefully get better and better.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always felt that jiu-jitsu is one of those things that it gives you the leverage to compete. It tells you what not to do. It puts it. I'm butchering it, but I think like how Islam or Khabib fights is really cool.
Yeah, Islam especially. dude.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're gonna get. Is he gonna do a knockout? Is he gonna sub you?
Yeah.
Khabib, you kind of know he's gonna submit
I
you.
really wish Khabib and Islam fought. That would be fun
It's never
to
gonna
watch.
happen.
I know it's never going to happen, but I would love to see that.
Brother versus brother. Like,
Yeah, I think UFC would sell that really well,
for
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
Cool. That's kind of the end of this segment. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back to talk about conditioning and Ashwin's gas tank. More of Ashwin's gas tank coming up. Let's do this. Let's talk about conditioning. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the second segment of this episode. We're going to cover conditioning. Dude, how do you not gas out? You
Just training,
always-
just prepare. I work with a sports
Yeah.
scientist, so it's his job to figure that part out, why I gas out.
Okay.
And of course, like we work with Rohit too.
Mhm.
So him, me, Rohit, we kind of sit together and we plan out how I'm going to prepare for this comp, what tactically I have to do, and plan out the sessions. Maybe certain sessions are going to be very technique driven, certain are going to be more intense, and we adjust the load management like so.
Dude, I think we have a guest.
Oh.
I think. Whoa, who's that?
No way!
No way!
Who knew you're here?
What's up, bro? Long time.
Yeah.
It's so nice seeing you with clothes. Remember, like always wearing a rash guard.
Without the rash guard.
Yeah.
Dude, I got you a coffee.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Both of it together. So we were talking about why Ashwin never gasses out.
I gas out 100%.
I guess everyone will gas out at some
Everybody
point, right?
gasses out,
So,
yeah.
limitless fuel tank.
Yeah.
So conditioning.
I think the main thing that I've kind of understood from the sport of jiu-jitsu is that it's basically like intermittent bursts of movement with isometric holds, plus opponent-driven chaos, plus high cognitive load. So that's really like how the energy, like how the sport works. And what I've seen, how these most grapplers gas out is because there's a lot of isometric holds which tend to happen during the sport. Like you grab an opponent, you hold on to them, and there's a lot of like local tension, your forearms gassing out, and that tends to make an opponent gas out or make a grappler gas out. And people are really efficient at moves and not on effort. They might be really good technically, but they don't know how to pace those tensions, and they don't have a strategy to space that out, and they tend to confuse hard rounds with conditioning. So it doesn't really make sense to have those hard rounds, because what that does is really prepares you mentally for those tough times, but it doesn't really like prepare you your conditioning or whatever for that. I don't know the word, aerobically for that. And lastly, like pacing is a skill which not many people get to train it, because you have to learn how to pace that. Yeah, especially if you're doing like a round robin tournament, then you four rounds back to back, like it's tough. Yeah, I think those are the main things that I see what tends to happen. Yeah,
for sure. Do you guess what?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, of course. Like, depends on situations. Like, to be honest, if I don't really compete well, like, I mean, I don't really prepare well for the comp, I will gas out for sure. But again, like, depends. Uh, so, like he said, right, certain isometric strengths, etc. Like these days, since the game also is like totally different. Like a lot of people, like especially guys like Gordon Ryan and all, they use a lot of pressure based moves. For example, these inside camping, like those are just like current meta, I would say. But apart from that, I think Veej was the one who introduced me to Wim Deputa. And if you know, if you see how Veej also puts pressure, right, you just start gassing out. I think sometimes it's just like being able to control your own body weight on your partner just makes that difference.
You know, is something also I learned is watching Devesh spar with Ayan, for example. Ayan's, for me, for those people who don't know, Ayan is an up and coming MMA fighter. I think he's going to be one of the definitely India's greatest prospects. How do you compete with someone who's younger, faster, maybe in soon stronger and more explosive? You kind of have to close the distance and hold on, like hold them and control them. That's where the isometric part really comes into play. So I think for people like us who are getting into their 30s and things like that, definitely the isometric part is like a huge thing. Holding, and definitely what he said is totally true, because you can have great conditioning if you can do everything right, but if you're technically not sound, the rest of the round you'll just be constantly being put into situations where you're more gassed out than you're.
And also it's like different sports. Like for example, if a guy is a good runner, and if a guy plays football or whatever, doesn't matter his conditioning level in his particular sport, but when they come down to grappling, even strikers for that like regard, right, like if they start grappling, even they gas out.
Different
it's
kind
just,
of
it's just different kind of conditioning,
different energy systems.
yes, different energy systems.
That's where it comes out of being efficient in the moves.
Absolutely.
As you get more technical.
Absolutely. It's super important. I remember that the first few times that I competed, I would hold on to dear life. Sometimes at certain, like, if I was trying to get a sub or whatever, like it makes sense to do it. But I realized that like afterwards, my arms were completely gassed out. And if I had to compete again, no way in hell. Like I couldn't be able to, hold on to anything to save my life.
Got it. So he brought up running. How is ultra marathon or any kind of running conditioning different from grappling or jiu-jitsu conditioning?
Okay, let me explain what ultra marathons are basically. So ultra marathons is basically a sport, is an extreme version of running where you run for more than a marathon's distance, which is 42.2 kilometers. We were really lucky because we had access to the world's best ultra marathon runners. For example, Amar, he's one of our athletes and he was in our performance team. We were helping him do 300 kilometers in 24 hours. So he runs non-stop for 24 hours. So if you can imagine running in a circle or running in a stadium track of 400 meters, running non-stop for 24 hours, and you're keeping a 430 pace or a sub 430 pace to hit that target. So that is the sport of ultra marathon. And we had like a huge team working with them. We had a sports nutritionist, a sports scientist, a run coach, SNC coach, all working together, looking at data to ensure that this guy hits his target. So obviously working with him is on another level where there's money involved. He's a professional athlete and the intensity and commitment to hitting a target is really different. So that compared to what we are doing is like really totally different, because there you're training, you're covering like 300 400 kilometers in a week mileage wise. So you are dealing with so many different problems. For example, like load management wise, how do you focus on recovery, because recovery sessions are really important at that level. So those are, to give you an example, that's some of the complexities that we have to deal with in the sport of ultra running. Now in our case, I would say it's way more different, because there is a technique base that's there. You have to be good at you have to be good at the sport. You could, there's so many cases where people are like really bad at conditioning. They don't look physically fit, or they might not be as physically fit as like the fittest, whatever. They're not physically fit, but they're really good at the sport, and that makes a difference. You don't really see this in the sport of running.
Yeah. But there also, even in running, there is certain aspects of technique involved, like how you, your like gait patterns, your like basically. Also, there's a lot of I would say strategies also involved, right?
100%. So one of the things that we did for 24 hours and stuff like that, like we actually came up with a plan as to how many carbohydrates he had to have, because the sport of running is a linear sport. That is, you just run in a single loop for 400 meters for 24 hours. You can kind of predict everything that happens. Our sport isn't like that. It's really complicated. You don't know what's going to happen. Like I, for example, landed funnily on my ankle, and then ankle sprain. How do you continue training? You have to work around these issues. That being said, like in jiu-jitsu, my body type is different from your body type. So my jiu-jitsu would be different from your jiu-jitsu. The way you grapple would be different from the way I grapple. Same way in running, everybody's gait is kind of different. So Amar, for example, he runs really weirdly. His gait is like, or his running pattern is like really weird, but it makes sense for his body type. Because his gait pattern is the way it is, there tends to be other issues that come up from a biomechanics perspective of where load gets distributed and stuff like that, which we address in the S&C sessions and things like that. Yeah, it's fascinating, I would say.
It's always good to have like all these people ready to help you out as well, right? Like nutritionists, sports scientists,
entire team behind you. How much of this is all in your head? Like, like some conditioning coaches will be like, dude, just run faster, just like keep going. It's in your head. It comes up in lifting a lot as well.
Really?
In strength training.
You think so?
If you believe it enough, you can lift 200 kgs, even if you've never lifted like 100 kgs in your life.
You've heard of this, right? Like there's like a mother who's never lifted, but her kids are about, and then she can just
like during earthquakes and stuff.
Yeah, like is that true?
I guess there's like some science behind it where you can tap into forces like that when you really have to.
Do you think you could?
But
you think you could submit Thor Singh in a scenario if you had to?
He probably knows more jiu-jitsu than Haftar, but
Thor Singh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd back this guy. For sure.
I mean, not really. Like I've gone against him, right?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. We need a rematch.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's also been training too. I saw him. He's in Thailand.
He hasn't been.
He
Okay.
trains a lot of striking as well.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But is it in your head?
You asked me a question. It's in your head. I think it's a mix.
Mhm.
I feel like in competition, sometimes a lot of it is in your head. It's hard to tell, because what I'm feeling is what my opponent is feeling too. He's probably nervous as well. He's dealing with the same comp nerves that I'm going through. So yeah, there in those scenarios, in that situation, yes, definitely in your head. Now you go into training where it's you might have a good day, you're feeling really good. I might feel bad there. Yeah, I think that sometimes it's a bit of both.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's in your head? Like, have you ever gotten in your head where you're like?
Not really. To be honest, when I'm competing, I'm the most chill ever. Like,
really?
For me, yeah.
Dude,
Like,
once you didn't even warm up during the Strangle Bangalore. We were all warming up for him. He had a pro match. I'm like, are you not going to warm up? He's like, I don't need to warm up.
I don't warm up either.
My first round will be the warm up.
yeah, that's generally my whole concept. Like, where I don't really need to warm up as such. Like, where I just warm up as I start like fighting or whatever. Like, you just warm up like that. Yeah, that's it.
I feel like for me, warming up more tends to be I have to lock in with what's happening,
Yeah.
being present, of observing distribution of weight, the preferred
Yeah.
preferred leg, what are they going for first, how are they setting up, how are they getting into rhythm.
Yeah.
That part of my brain needs to be keyed in. What tends to happen in most comps is that as soon as I get into a comp arena, there's so much sound and I'm already like amped up, adrenaline's going. It's so overstimulating that I kind of just freeze up and my I can't move basically. So those scenarios I tend to just move, flow, just relax, center myself. I think that I would say is a warm up for me. But I don't do this thing where I know some people are like, I'm going to do a 3-minute hard round.
Nah.
Yeah.
Get your
I don't believe in that. I think it's
I
absolute
mean, yeah,
nonsense.
that is absolutely.
I know
garbage.
Devesh hates me for this, and I think one time I lost. I got subbed in 90 seconds or something, and Devesh was like, "Yeah, Thailand, yeah." And Devesh said, "Oh, you didn't warm. That's why you lost." And I was like, "No way." Man.
Like, I feel like warming up is fine. Like, most of the time you'll warm up
Yeah.
with your partners. Like, whoever say I have to go compete, and I'm like nervous, then you'll come help me out, and I feel like you get warmed up there itself.
I think sometimes when I've gone and competed, sometimes it's just me. I've gone to, for example, when I went to Vienna to compete, it was just me. Nobody spoke English. Everybody spoke German. So like, how am I going to ask everybody? And obviously there, everyone looks so scary. I don't know where all these like Russian people came to Vienna that day, but I was super intimidated. There, I've been in those scenarios like a couple of times in comps where I didn't have like a training party with me or like people from the gym coming with me. So there I was like, if I'm going to be in scenarios where I'm going to compete alone, I don't have a corner, I don't have like nobody's going to help me, I just have to do everything on my own, then that's just how it's going to be. So if I go to a competition with a big team, I'm not going to warm up. I'm just going to do my own thing because like prepare for the worst. Yeah.
And also I feel like when we are in fight camp, like we train ourselves so hard that doesn't like I feel like our cardio is like already there. We just need a little lubrication as we start. Yeah, of course. We just need to be like basically this is something that even Gordon Rand does, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't really warm up as much.
Yeah. Who showed me this actually? So I was at ADCC Thailand in 2020, I think 2023 or 2022, I can't remember. I met Deagle for the first time in my life. So Deagle, he's come to our gym multiple times. I just, super sweet guy. I just told him, hey, I'm from IJJ, and then very, very sweet guy. He's like, yeah, of course, I'll corner you. I asked him, can we do like a warm-up thing? Because in the previous comps, that's all I knew. And then he says, I don't really warm up. And then I realized that like, hey, I'm cutting. So after I cut, my immediate main thing is to like replenish, all the like my glycogen stores or whatever. And then if I start doing a hard round, why would I deplete my glycogen stores? Exactly.
That's exactly my thought process as well. Like where since I always cut weight, and I cut extreme.
I know.
Like I cut from like I think it was last strangle. 80 to like 70. Not 80. I go from 86, 88. So strangle I did. Strangle when I did Goa, I cut from 88 to 75 in 15 days. Yeah. So extreme cuts, and it's like the process is fun. So I love that process of cutting.
How do you love that process?
I mean, I just love cooking, so I just like I like to experiment low calorie foods.
Okay, cool, nice.
So it just helps me out.
That's nice. Yeah.
And also, since my whole work also revolves around weight cuts, it helps me like come up with different protocols. Yeah, different protocols for my clients also probably.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So it helps. And also like the right way to weight cut. That's what's important. And I feel like when I warm up, I just waste my energy.
Okay.
So instead of that, I would rather recover.
Also the other thing about these comps is if you warm up during the comp, your competitor is watching you, and that's actually how I know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Because in these comps, you don't know what your opponent is going to do, and you see them drill.
You with your game plan.
Exactly. So if I see this guy really nervous and he's okay, let me go through like leg locks or whatever. Guess what I'm going to do when I go against him? I'm going to go for leg locks.
So that's why what I do is these days, like if I have to warm up, I will just do leg lock. Even though I know for sure I'm not gonna do a leg lock.
You just told everybody that your game plan now.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Even if they try to counter with the top pressure, I'm just gonna mother smoke them.
It's just funny now we're talking about this. There's something else that I also do for competing is that I don't actually upload any of my wins on comp,
Yeah.
or like if I have to upload anything or I reshare, it's always like me losing. Because I don't, dude, I went into one comp once and I was like, oh, who am I going to fight? I saw the people and I saw the entire game plan. I saw so much of their competing and I was like, okay, I know what he's going to do. I see his like preference. He's going to do this, that, other thing. And then of course, if they see my thing, there's no real like catalog or database of me competing, which is great for me. Yeah.
If they go to my profile, all they can see is me white belts. That's it.
Yeah. That's the tactical advantage I want. Yeah.
You thought it was random.
Sorry?
It's like him white belts.
This is what he does in real life as well.
That's why I haven't been uploading with Ashwin anymore because he's a blue belt now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it. You know how that saying goes like, fatigue makes cowards of us all?
Yep.
Have you guys absolutely been drained, dead, rounds, competition,
Yeah,
but you still got to like keep going?
Yeah.
How do you keep going?
It's really weird. I've seen this happen in the sport of running a lot, where I've seen human beings absolutely destroy themselves to a point where they can't function, they can't move. Yet time and time again, I've seen them continue to do so because they're going after something, and it's beyond the physical realm. It's somewhere in their head. Where I remember, in certain scenarios, like for example, the athletes that I've worked with, there was an athlete called Sunita. She made a promise to her dying father that she would do something great in sports. And when she had to, she was facing this issue where she was potentially going to be able to beat the national record for most distance covered in 24 hours. We were constantly telling her, like, remember your father, do this for your father. And that inspired her to push beyond her limits. And there's of course like another story of Gino. His mother and father are deaf and dumb, so he grew up not being able to speak, but yet he was able to, he was an able-bodied person. So his parents gave him away to his neighbor, where he then learned how to talk, and he developed speech patterns and stuff like that. And he went awry, developed bad habits like drinking and smoking, and he used running as a way to get back into shape. And he dedicated his 24-hour run to his parents, and he did 260 60 plus kilometers in 24 hours. And every time he came back into the tent, he would always sit down and he told us, tell me about my mother and father, because I am running for them. So in these scenarios, I've seen human beings do like incredible things, and I feel like in those moments, knowing why you're doing it plays such a big factor. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to work in a comp because we're doing this for fun. I don't know.
I mean, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
If I get tired, I'm just gonna get to a position where I can rest, which generally ends up being turtle.
Referee position or turtle?
Referee. And sorry, not referee, turtle. Like proper turtle. Like shell up, everything. So that they can't really attack and I can just recover. Yeah, chill. But at the same time, like, I mean, there's not really a lot of prize money in it. So I would like.
Yeah, I know. You keep making these like statements online. I see that. Yeah.
There's no prize money.
There is no prize. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I would say that definitely there isn't. Like, for example, in your case, you're definitely you do this full time. You're in the sport. Yeah. You teach as well. So there is an incentive for you to have prize money. But in my case, I just want to
compete.
I just want to compete, have fun.
Yeah.
So I actually do want to go to the comp and reach that point where I completely fatigue and gas out, because that's where I get to see, hey, what am I like in these scenarios? It's just discovery for me, and it's fun that way. Yeah.
And that way, I think I only felt it when I did my MMA tournament.
Oh yeah.
The first MMA tournament I did.
How was it?
It was good. Like, I mean, I did well. Like, I stuck to my game plan, which was just take the guy down.
Okay.
I was able to do
what
that.
What takedown were you taking? Were you getting?
Just double leg. Just easy. Just blast.
Did you hit some strikes to get there?
No.
You just went for it. Bro.
I just so basically. So what I was doing was with Rufad's team, right?
Yeah.
So that's this guy Roshan. I was watching him fight, and he
was he your opponent?
No. He was like basically we were all in the same camp.
Okay.
Roshan Mainam?
No, not Mainam. Roshan, I forgot his name.
Okay.
He trains with the Rufai and
Sure, okay.
Ayan and all.
Hmm.
So they just told me, Naveen, don't do anything. Just set up by throwing your hand in the air, like as if you're gonna jab, and just shoot. And that's what I
Fun.
did. I just feinted a jab and just shot.
It
And
worked every time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He-
How
he
would you
was-
not know? Like that's what.
Feints work.
Like
Surprisingly
basically,
well.
I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. Again, this is another thing of mine.
How much
like,
were you weight cutting, by the way?
For this, I cut 4 kilos in one.
Okay, cool.
2 weeks or less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
That was easy.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I was just recovering from an injury
Okay.
and I hadn't trained.
Yeah.
And Ayan and Yusra, they both the
Yeah.
siblings. They came to me. Naveen, there's an MMA fight. Why don't you participate? I'm like, okay, let's do this shit.
Damn.
So I just
Respect.
Yeah, I just I had like hardly about 14 days.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
But the only problem was the referee.
Okay.
So I lost the fight because there were a lot of
Ground and
behind
pounds?
the headshots,
Oh.
and those were very hard shots.
Okay. Isn't that illegal?
It is illegal.
Okay.
Once, fine, you give him a warning, but it happened thrice. So in that case, you have to disqualify the person.
Okay.
But they didn't do that. And all the time, I was just taking him down, like controlling him in the ground, whatever.
How was he getting out?
Basically, what was happening was me, because I got first time when I took him down, when he tried to get up, he started like behind the head strikes. And after that, I just
While you had like a single leg or double leg?
like
Okay,
double leg
yeah.
on the cage. So I was like, okay, I think I need to maul him. So I had his back,
Okay.
and then I just lost my. I just wanted to hit him. I just wanted to like
Beat him up, basically.
yeah, beat him up. And I forgot my game plan. That was
Okay.
my mistake. Instead of like putting him in a more sprawled out position, I just wanted to just strike him, like just smash him, because the referee is not like doing anything. So I had to take control, and that's when I started like giving up positions. But that was fine. Most of the time, actually, I lost because I started blacking out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, after the first few strikes,
Yeah.
I couldn't see from one side, one of the eyes.
Oh my God. Wow.
But I still like I just want to win this. So I should have stuck to
That
my
was your Paddy
jiu-jitsu.
Pimblett moment, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to get it done with. But I felt like if I would have just stuck another like 30 seconds or so, I would have won the match. Yeah, I would have won the fight because first round I controlled him. Second round it was just 2 rounds. Second round I was just controlling through the match. If I would have just like held on for another like 30-40 seconds, I would have won the match. But then my body just gave up. So I could not continue anymore.
You know, it's crazy. I always think that like whenever we do these fights, right, the best case scenario is that there's an absolute domination where we win.
That's the
Like,
best.
that's the best case
Worst
scenario.
case scenario.
Have these wars, basically. Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That Russian Rocky for you.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
oh, that's mid case is usually what happens. Base case,
Yeah.
like nothing much. Maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose.
Yeah, I think in the moment it's the worst, but I think we often like want that. We feel that, oh, I want to go back there.
Correct.
Uh,
And I felt like if I had just won that fight, I would have won the tournament.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because that one was like where I just lost everything. I felt like after that I would have actually gotten better with the progressing matches, because again you would have just calmed down a bit and then you could have stuck to your game plan basically, which was just grapple. That's all.
You've competed now in Jiu Jitsu and MMA. You've competed in Jiu Jitsu.
Only Jiu-Jitsu.
You've competed in Jiu Jitsu, dude.
Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
No.
You've competed in Jiu Jitsu.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Any other sport? You've competed.
I mean, like, I don't, maybe like a couple of football tournaments, basketball tournaments, nothing crazy.
But in combat, would you say MMA is way harder of a sport to compete in than BJJ?
Of course,
Absolutely, I'd say, yeah.
absolutely.
You wouldn't. I don't think you'd get like blacked out or something.
I mean, yeah, BJJ you could just get put to sleep,
Rare.
but yeah, rare. But again, the damage that you actually, I would say boxing is more tough.
Is it?
Yeah, because in MMA you still have the option of like, just done. Once you're down, you're done. In boxing, what happens is like boxing, kickboxing, same thing, right? All these striking based sports, like where you get knocked down, you still get the opportunity to stand back up in 10 counts. And that just prolongs your damage.
Yeah.
And then the chances of you getting CT is much higher there. So I think more dangerous, I would say, it's boxing, any striking based
Muay
sport.
Thai.
Yeah,
Muay Thai, the same thing in Muay Thai as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You-
in Muay Thai you have clinches as well.
Oh my
So
God.
you can elbow and knee someone in the clinch, as well as sweeps.
Okay.
as
What,
well.
what happens if you sweep someone in Muay Thai? Do you
Nothing.
You
They,
can't ground and
they
pound,
stand you
right?
back up and then you continue
Okay.
the fight.
What about kickboxing? You still have a standing count then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kickboxing very similar to boxing. But
See, you can't like hit someone so hard that they get knocked out and then.
No,
They get knocked down.
they get knocked down. That's it.
Okay.
there's a knockdown.
That's it. And then they count till 10.
In
and
MMA,
then
it's called TKO, right?
In MMA, you get down, you get ground and pound, and it's
That's called TKO.
TKO.
Okay, cool.
Like where there's basically the bottom guy cannot answer back or cannot defend himself. That's it.
That's a
It's done.
TKO. But I think a KO
There are
is
KOs
you
out
just
there.
like
Knockout.
You know what? I think
they're
it's
done.
I want this rule set in MMA where they just do 30-minute round rather than a 5 minute something.
A lot of people have spoken about
Yeah, I want that. I think that'll be insane.
But
I think Khabib will win like all of his
Kind
fights
of
like
puts it in
hands
favor
down.
of the
Yeah.
grapplers too much. Then
Why?
You're not allowed to stand back up. You're not allowed to like reset for a striker. Like if you're a striker and you just want to like maybe the other guy is way too good at grappling, you can survive 3 to 4 minutes, stand back up. Now you still have a shot
Hard
at
to tell, right?
striking,
It could go either
like an
way.
Alex Pereira.
Yeah, but it could go either
versus-
way, right? Maybe in the last few minutes of the 4 minute of the 5 minute round or
Mhm.
whatever, you hit him really hard and he's kind of like wobbling,
Wobbly,
struggling, and then
shoots.
he gets 1 minute to survive.
Yeah.
And then you stand back up immediately, and yeah, it can go either way.
That's fair.
But I would like to see that. That would be something. We see this in Jiu Jitsu, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely very
30-minute
interesting.
matches?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
whole different kind of conditioning, I guess, for that.
Which is weird because I think from a sports marketing perspective, normally you'd have those like intermittents to play an ad. I don't think you see that still anymore, do you? Like
In
during
jiu-jitsu?
UFC? No, during UFC at the
They
Really?
do that.
You
Yeah.
do
I
the-
mean, they have.
dude, cocaine bear.
what?
Cocaine bear?
What's that?
It's a
The
betting app.
Really?
no, they do betting apps. The films Cocaine Bear,
okay,
the
yeah,
bear
yeah,
that
yeah.
went on
Oh
cocaine.
yeah,
Cocaine
yeah,
Bear.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't that a real story or something like that?
Was it, dude? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so-
Cocaine Bear.
It's a really bad movie. I saw it.
A lot of betting apps, but you still have ad placements on the cage, on the. Do they have it on the shot still? Like,
No, they don't. I think they've changed the rules, right? Yeah.
oh, man.
I mean, it favors the UFC pretty. Yeah.
Now with the Paramount new deal, like I think they're bringing back a lot of ads.
I'm totally down to even pay for social media because I just don't want to have ads. I have YouTube Premium and
Same.
I like it's a game changer. I just can't watch an ad now. I'm like, no, I can't.
You know
do
how
it.
like reels are getting like sneaky about it. Like you're watching reel, oh shit, this is an ad.
Yeah,
Like some,
I'm
it was
really-
totally obvious before. Now it's like a little harder
yeah,
to catch it.
yeah.
But
I think I'm only on Instagram for work, but other than that, I'm never on Instagram.
Easy.
Uh,
I hardly use Instagram.
Yeah, I like YouTube more because there's no ads there. I'm like, yes,
yeah,
I'm
you
going-
stop white belts on Instagram.
I mean, there are less white belts now. What to
really?
do? Yes. I had one white belt who I could, but he's now a blue belt. So
Who?
God, you.
Me? Wait, did you? Oh yeah, you got your blue belt before me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Start
no more.
using blue belts.
Oh yeah, I have to do that.
You're purple belt now, no?
Yes,
You can blue belts now, yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah.
He just gave me the
Blue
idea.
belts.
New
You get a
series.
Black belt. All
Yeah.
belts, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Black belts.
You guys still did you believe in belts now? I mean,
Not really. I mean,
we've been training the same amount of time, right?
it is like
Yeah.
again, belts don't really matter as much.
Hmm.
Like there are black belts, brown belts who are just so bad. I mean, I wouldn't name names, but like
Yeah.
they are just bad. So it doesn't make sense.
I went to my old gym and I trained with
Australia?
Australia. I think I can't remember 2 years back or something, and I trained with a bunch of black belts.
Just smash them.
Not really smashed. Like I felt that they were because they were senior than me. I think they were like 1 year older than training wise 1 year senior to me, and I yeah, I kind of like dominated that.
dude,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Just smash them.
Yeah. So I mean, out of respect, I guess dominate. Yeah.
Okay,
Respectfully,
smash them.
respectfully smash them. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. Belts. I don't think belts are a thing because there are certain black belts that would absolutely like it would be a technical masterclass. And there are certain times where I've just been like, no, how did you get your black belt?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like some of them are just hobbyists, so they just get their brown belts, black belts,
Yeah.
and they don't really translate well in competitions. Is that?
Also, it's kind of embarrassing
Yeah, it
getting
is.
subbed by a lower belt.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I feel like I just to even accept the idea of I am X belt
Yeah.
implies that if a lower belt submits you, then
Yeah.
it's just
I mean, for me, if I get submitted or if I lose to a person below me, like ranking wise, I don't really care because most of the time I'm just playing more for entertainment purposes.
yeah.
Like I will intentionally put
You know,
myself in bad positions.
I can't do that because if I do that, I end up getting so I have to
Like
fight
even in the
my-
tournaments that I've lost,
Yeah.
generally I put myself in bad position
Okay.
intentionally.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Because what happens
You
is
intentionally lost.
yeah,
Yeah.
not intentionally.
I think
lost.
I think that's why you don't feel fear
Yeah.
in the tournaments because
I
you
mean,
do stuff like this.
Yeah, I just like what I just
What
want
are
to
you gonna do?
entertain. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to entertain the
That's
crowd.
that's
whatever,
really
yeah.
good. I'm trying to have that attitude when I compete now,
Yeah.
where I'm like, it's okay that I lost. It really sucks because the last in Malaysia I lost all 3 rounds. Yeah, it was just
But you
bad.
planned for it.
No, this time I actually competed in a higher weight class. I got thrown so hard.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And you don't know how many of them are
Yeah, that's another thing that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Thailand and stuff like that. You don't. Yeah.
Russia, Thailand, or
Yeah.
Dagestanis.
Are you natty?
Yes.
Are you sure?
100%. Yeah.
Got it. But talking about performance enhancers,
Yeah.
how much of an enhancer is a wearable? Like watch, chest strap, any kind of wearable.
Yeah.
How much of an effect it has? It's not cheap, these things.
Yeah, they're definitely not cheap.
So-
I think there's a huge distinction between commercial grade technology and research grade technology.
Mhm.
So with my performance athletes, we used as much performance grade technology as possible. For example, if we wanted to measure their VO2, we would use a CPET device, which is basically a device that wraps around your mouth and
Mhm.
measures the gas intake and gas outtake, and then we
Right.
kind of work with that. So at that level, yes, we use like research grade technology, but obviously in our case, we kind of, I mean, not in Naveen's case, but in yours and mine's case, where like hobbyists, we want to have fun, we would use as much commercial grade technology
Right.
available. So yeah,
Have you measured your VO2?
Yeah,
Was it like superior? Like,
I think it's,
uh
I think yeah, maybe it's like in the 50s range. I think,
Dude.
yeah.
my Garmin tells me that I suck. Like, just
Yeah, but
below average.
Yeah, but to be honest with you,
Every morning.
that's a very that's what I would say is a
It just-
commercial grade
Mhm.
technology
It
device.
just tracks the running.
Yeah, I don't
tracks
think
the
it's-
pace.
Yeah, if you want to track VO2, that is the way you track it. Like you do a CPET test.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Got
but
it.
also like the VO2 max test is. I mean, what are you using it for? Are you trying to measure, like for example, your performance in lifting or your performance in the gym? I think it's a completely irrelevant
Dude,
test.
I don't think it matters at all.
I feel
Like-
health-wise, yeah, certainly. I think it's super important to know your VO2 max and stuff. It's good to improve it,
Mhm.
just to live a healthier life. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think of like other metrics like sleep or the big one, training readiness? My watch apparently never thinks I'm ready to train. Like always, it's on the worst. But those are the days I like get the best training, and like it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think the purpose, the main purpose of those devices is mostly to have really impressive UI to get people who don't necessarily take their health seriously to make it
Take the
to
health
gamify it
seriously.
and make it to quantify it in a way. Hey, look, maybe you should do this. That you did a good thing, So definitely it's good. But for people like us who kind of are trying to measure performance
Yeah.
and like either do really
Get
good
some
like-
data.
Yeah, 100%. So even if you get data, like it's just isolated silos of data makes zero sense. You
How
have
reliable is this
to,
data?
yeah, exactly, yeah. And if for athletes or even recreational athletes, you need to look at nutrition as well. That's super important. Do blood work. Is the food that you're having suiting you? So it's data. That sleep data alone is kind of incomplete. You need
Mhm.
multiple sources of data to really do it. And then
Yeah.
of course, then can the data source be relied upon? In your case, you're saying, "Oh, my watch was saying my VO2 max is bad," and if
It's
that,
absolute trash,
yeah,
dude. It like it insults me.
does
Like
it insult you?
yeah, you're like below average of the population in your age range. doing the things you do.
Wow.
Like you suck when. Like it's that
rage,
bad.
It's rage baiting.
Yeah, Garmin is known for doing that. Like there's
Really?
memes about like the Duolingo of wearables.
No
like
way.
it'll just
I like
Apple
Garmin.
is on the other side where it's like
Oh, it's positive, no?
really positive. Like okay, you suck, but that doesn't matter because everyone sucks, and you'll get there, bud.
I think there's no proper like wearable device for like combat sports athlete, no?
Yeah.
Like Garmin is more like
You know what I stumbled upon recently when I was like researching custom mouth guards?
yeah.
There's this company, I'll probably link it below, but they're actually out of stock in the US. They'll measure your heart rate now via the
Yeah.
custom mouth guard.
I think
That's crazy.
one fight with Tony
Yeah.
Sugar.
Sean O'Malley?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sean O'Malley and another guy. They had like that device. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think I actually saw this like 2 years back with rugby players. I saw this this emergent trend happen there because again the problem with contact sports is that
Yeah.
you can't really wear
Even a chest strap is
yeah,
very inconvenient.
it's very inconvenient. Yeah.
Footballers wear it on the back, right? I guess.
They have like a GPS
Yes.
tracker, like a chest, like a bib, which
Mhm.
they wear, and it tracks GPS movement
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's definitely the data that you get from there
Correct.
is really interesting. I think Polar has a lot of
Yeah.
devices.
I think
Yeah.
Polar is the one that has the option of wrestling in their tracking.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
way more options.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, this is because I do this.
Yeah.
We kind of got into like one of the companies I have, like we actually tried to create a activity tracker for running,
Mhm.
and the one hack that I saw within this is that as long as you're tracking heart rate, you kind of can predict.
Yeah.
You can just input a formula and it'll give you, for example, like a generic formula or whatever.
So
and if you
all that matters
yeah, we look
from
at
this perspective.
I mean, yeah, like for example, I think indoor activities,
Mhm.
I noticed they just track your HR, and if you
Mm.
track your HR, you can kind of like use a generic formula, and you get like okay,
Yeah.
heart rate, max heart rate, and stuff like that, and then calories spent.
Right.
But the label they
Yeah.
change the other to, for example, wrestling or something. Yeah. So in my Garmin, I just use indoors, so it
Mhm.
disables movement tracking or GPS tracking. It only checks my heart rate, and that's all I care about.
That's
And then I label it as like BJJ or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what even I was
Custom
doing
activity.
quite a bit.
Exactly.
Custom
Yeah.
activity. I do that. Because
Yeah.
Garmin doesn't have Jiu Jitsu, so I just do boxing.
What do you use for your sleep monitor?
And I just wake
Like-
up and see how I feel. Like yes, I feel good.
Because I don't
Yeah.
find any good device that
Yeah.
will actually measure your proper sleep patterns or whatever.
They have like sensors in your bed actually.
Yeah.
That's probably the one of the best ways to do it, because I think one of the metrics that I saw that was really good for sleep is if you just lie down and you sleep 8 hours or
Mm.
however long you want to sleep. Yeah, I'd imagine it's movement, and if you had to do it like that, like you
Yeah.
want like obsessed with the quality of data, I would say maybe the movement, and if you have a device that can measure breathing.
Like the sleep apnea can.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know. I'm making like a educated guess on this.
Educated
Yeah.
guess. Dude, I think the watch does a pretty good job. So it's very
Yeah.
rare that I feel like I've slept well, and the watch is like you haven't. That's twice has happened in the last. 6 months.
I've tried using a device from my phone which has the audio on and that measures movement, and then it says. But sometimes I felt like really good with 4 hours of sleep, and it was like, no, you slept bad. And then I feel
Because the time is a factor that it takes in the calculation of the score.
yeah,
How long you've slept is a big one.
I know Masvidal doesn't believe in this at all.
Dude, I don't think Masvidal believes in anything.
He's like fried chicken and stuff like that. No.
Dude, yeah. So we've covered wearables. Like
Yeah.
y'all have your favorite wearables, but let's talk about like strength training since we've covered conditioning. How strong is too strong? Like, does a 300 kg deadlift translate over to
I would say
better armbar?
I don't know. I would think that at least in combat sports, I would say any advantage is like worth having.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe there's a trade-off. Maybe if you you can't be the best at something, but if you can be stronger than your opponent and you're skilled, oh my god, huge advantage. Huge advantage.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why we see a lot of usage in the combat like sports.
matters, right?
Yeah, of course. Like look at. I mean,
Sorry, not but just for strong.
I mean,
Yeah.
like genetics play a big factor, like how strong you can actually get without. But then, to be honest, people will end up using because they just want that edge Like, I mean,
at a random comp with no cash money, you want
yeah,
to
like
bitch?
there
My
are still
God.
guys who are competing with it, like it's just bad. Yeah,
No reward.
no reward. Even there, they just want to come like jacked and look good, whatever it is.
You know, I've competed against people who did powerlifting, and when they do jiu-jitsu, they're like ridiculously strong. Yeah.
I feel like they also have a lot of those isometric strength because most of the time the grip strengths are
Yeah,
very,
100%.
like very good.
Y'all have rolled with Tyagi? Like a weightlifter.
yeah, dude.
Weightlifter
Yeah.
translated to.
He's like a hard ball.
Yeah,
He
so
was
remember
like
his
a
grip?
hard ball, yeah.
Yeah, just.
His grip is like next level. Like
He did Olympic weightlifting, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I remember first time rolling with him, and I tried to break his grip. It was so tough. Like I'm like, dude, like what is this grip? Him, even Kathit
Yeah.
in that case, like he's also doing something around aerobics itself, like your
Now
cardiovascular health, etc.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
pretty good. Like
You know, I started doing climbing to actually improve
Yeah.
my grip strength.
yes, climbing.
So
Yeah.
one thing they recommend.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, those
rock
weird.
climbing.
Yeah.
What I used to do for my grip training was
Continuously.
just take the gi and like do pull-ups with that, like either that or rope. Just
I
use
think
the rope
climbing is
attachment.
probably even more complicated because there's
Yeah.
certain holes where you have to hold something
Correct,
like this, and then randomly you hold it like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing for
Like it just
grip
improves
strength,
your finger strength.
yeah.
like,
Yeah, finger strength as
crazy.
well, 100%.
Got it. So we've spoken about SNC. We've covered all of that.
Your favorite part, Naveen's favorite question.
No, we're not there yet. But we're
Okay,
going to
okay.
talk about this country that we live in,
Okay, cool. What's
India.
up? Yeah.
What's happening with jiu-jitsu, dude? Why is there like it's so silent? There's not much happening. Where do we go from here? 5 years from now, do you think it's still a sport?
I would 100%
It's still a sport, but-
It's definitely a sport.
You think it's
I would,
better?
I would categorize jiu-jitsu in sports marketing wise. I would say in India, I think around 80% of sports marketing money goes to cricket and the other sports leagues. And out of a tiny segment, you are like less than 20%. I'm getting the numbers wrong, but let's say assume less than 20% goes to mass participation events, out of which marathons, which is the business I do, is definitely on the higher side. And in our case, like jiu-jitsu tournaments are definitely in that category too, but they're a subset of that. And even if you look at ADCC and these other tournaments, they're trying to advertise themselves as spectator sports. And in order for that to happen, you need like infrastructure, sponsors behind that. And in India's case, why would a brand, if they have budgets, why would they want to invest in, for example, a jiu-jitsu tournament versus like an IPL? Or if they have the budgets and they want to do spends in mass participation events, why would they do a jiu-jitsu tournament versus, for example, a marathon? Because what this the USP of mass participation events versus spectator sports is that there's high engagement in this model. So I don't think that there's an ROI on this. Yeah.
I feel the problem with like jiu-jitsu in general is like it's not very spectator friendly.
It's
Right.
not, no.
And that is down to the rule set. Like I think Quintet does kind of a good job with it, like where if there's no action, they start calling
Okay, I didn't know this.
negative points. Like they give warning 3 times if you get called out for stalling or something, then they give a negative mark. But then again, that doesn't do much, I would say. So I mean, if you've come to any of my evening classes when we do rolling, is I keep a rule where
Okay.
if it's a 6-minute round, so first, like you have 30 seconds to work. So the bottom person has 30 seconds to say if he's in side control or something. He has 30 seconds to come out of it. If not, the top person gets an advantageous position from there. From side control, say the advantageous position may be something close to a mount or whatever, knee on belly or whatever. Like doesn't matter, but like one advantageous position he gets. So that way the bottom person is not getting rewarded for stalling. Like he has to constantly try to come up or do like just try to escape from that position. At the same time, if the person is in close guard, the person keeping the guy in close guard also gets a stalling call. Like if he's 30 seconds to like move from that position, because what I've thought about it is especially after I did my MMA fight, is jiu-jitsu will not work if there are strikes involved.
Yeah,
Because
agreed.
that's what happens is people get so used to be playing bottom and they don't want to come up, because there's no like consequences to that, right? If there are consequences like punches or whatever, then it changes the whole game. Like
That's a sport part of it, no?
no, not really. Like even in self-defense part,
Okay.
right? Like if you, so what I do is I think of jiu-jitsu from a self-defense context as well.
Yeah.
Right.
As one should. Yeah.
Yeah. And because most of the time people, if you look at it, they come to jiu-jitsu gyms to actually learn self-defense, but they end up learning as sports jiu-jitsu, which doesn't really translate well in real life scenarios most of the time. Yeah, they'll get beat up because they don't learn how to defend themselves properly. And
which is a disservice.
yeah, and
Agreed.
what exactly happens here is in jiu-jitsu competitions, there's no repercussions or like consequences, where if you're just stalling, there's nothing happening. They're like fine, one negative point, nothing happens. So like if they start putting them in disadvantageous positions, then they'll have to start thinking, oh, you know what, I don't want to be in bad position. Let's just move ahead. And I think now quite a few like tournaments, they're trying to implement certain rule sets that actually make them be more action. Like it has to be more action oriented. Like only then it can be more
I don't know,
spectator-friendly.
like I don't think the spectator problem got fixed at the highest level.
No, it's not.
How would it get fixed here?
Combat jiu-jitsu kind of does well. And also I think what's happening in Indian jiu-jitsu is everyone's too nice.
What do you mean nice?
As in, they don't call out shit at all. Okay. Like if you do try calling out people, like have such fragile
Such
egos.
a rage baiter.
Yeah, I did try it, but then unfortunately people are very weak, fragile egos. They can't talk. Basically, they don't want to start beef online.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that like now that we're talking about it, I am curious because I would say like let's say for example ADCC that happens in India or whatever, the main revenue source that Sid from CrossTrain is getting is probably tickets, the signups. So by that logic, it's more of a community-based event.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's where I think.
And he's trying to generate more revenue through that.
The comps.
So if he gets a sponsor, like I don't know, like the hotel is a sponsor, he is expecting his community to stay at that hotel. That's how he shows ROI to the sponsor there. Or if he's getting like a protein partner there, he's showing that hey, these athletes are training, they will buy your protein, and that's how the ROI works. I don't know if that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's the thing, right?
So the money comes from the athletes.
The money
from people watching it.
And that's kind of how even the sport of running is. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like the sponsor only comes once the community is, they want to engage that particular community. For example, I think Puma was one of our sponsors, and they wanted to come only because we amassed a certain big community, and they wanted to be a part of that and leverage that. So why would a brand or a sponsor come for a jiu-jitsu tournament? Like what is the ROI to it? If a rash guard company comes and they pay like, I don't know, let's assume they pay 30,000 rupees for a sponsorship, are they making 60,000 rupees in sales?
Yeah, that's
there is like the economics of it has to work out. Otherwise, like why do it?
I mean, rash guard and shorts still makes sense because people will still end up using them, but like other companies, like this time, say for example, Delivery was one of the sponsors for ADCC.
Okay, what was the ROI for the brand?
Yeah, that's what it is.
What?
Logistics company.
That's it, logistics. And the guy, I think one of the founders or something, he was also competing.
Okay, so it's a passion then.
Yeah, it's just passion. Like it becomes passion project, nothing else. Yeah. But again, if you want to make
what it is, it's that these tournaments are more for people like me who just want to compete for the love of it, and you're expecting like a prize money thing, which I don't think it's.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, if you want to promote the sport, like you have to have some sort of cash prize.
Yeah, but somebody's paying from their own pocket for this, right?
Not really. I would feel like since we are already paying quite a hefty sum.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Now, in some of the marathon races, you have these banks like SBI or Federal Bank being a partner, and they give the cash money for the athletes. Now, that's like how you justify like, okay, these are, and within that subset within marathons as well, you have an elite category where you have like elite people there, and then you have like a amateur, where people run for the love of running, and within that you have people who do really well, and you recognize them. Sometimes there's a cash prize, but it's not that much, or they just get an award or whatever. So I think that has to happen.
But
But
again,
yeah.
even if you're getting awards, that award has to matter. Like,
Hmm.
unfortunately, what happens is now in Indian sport, like, no one knows Jiu-Jitsu as much. Like, no one, if you go to a layman and say, I won an ADCC gold, they won't even know what that is. And especially if it's ADCC India, it doesn't really hold a lot of merit, right? Like, if you probably win ADCC Thailand or trials, ADCC trials, probably that has more merit compared to, oh, I just won an Indian ADCC India gold medal. Like, people won't really.
I feel like the life of an athlete
Yeah.
is extremely difficult, and oftentimes I always tell my athletes as well that you're not expected to just perform, you are expected to entertain.
Yeah.
Your story is
What's going to sell?
is what's going to sell. And
Exactly.
it's not easy. And I feel like if you're like an athlete coming up in the sport of jiu-jitsu or grappling or whatever, it's just tough.
Exactly. And then I had this idea with IJJ, our IJJ team itself, where the concept was in my brain was like passing of the torch, basically.
Okay.
So the idea was, how we had our competitors before, right? Like Ashwin,
Wayne.
Avinash. We had
like
Nihal.
way
We
back,
had
yeah.
way back.
Okay.
Like way
okay. Fraser Town days.
Yeah. So
okay,
passing of the torch from
Yeah.
them. So basically now we have a new crop of athletes who are competing. And most of them are mostly hobbyists of sorts, right? Like, they have their day jobs, etc. But back in the days, we kind of had a lot of time because we were still in our youth. We could train as long as we wanted, right?
Passion of youth.
Yeah. So it's like passing of the torch, kind of a docu series or whatever. Like, let's make that. That was my idea that I had pitched. But unfortunately, I told you this, right?
No, you didn't tell me.
I didn't. So, like, basically, we would go ask the previous competitors what are the advices that you would give the newer next generation of athletes, and like passing the torch. Every episode or so, we'll highlight one athlete who's competing and one previous athlete who had competed before. So it's like just passing the torch. Okay, this is how we did, and then probably show some footages of them, and then show some footages of these guys who are training now, what's changed, etc. Like, kind of like put like a complete series, and then just put it out in the social media. And I think one more thing that's happening in Indian jiu-jitsu scene is there's not enough social media. Like,
Not nearly enough.
not a lot of athletes are very
really
well
good at
versed
it.
in social media.
There's so many people that are doing. I mean, I understand the statement.
It's
Yes.
more now, but it's still
Like,
global levels.
the only person from our jiu-jitsu community, kind of jiu-jitsu or MMA community, who's actually very well versed or is trying to do good, not really. Yeah, I mean, not him. He's doing his best, but Angel and her group, they're doing well. Like, if it comes to social media,
As a brand, I think Angel is really good.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
because she, like, her father is very supportive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's few things that's very, like, impressive about Ayan's father and Angel's father is that they support their kids a lot,
And they
and
want
that
their
helps.
kids to make it.
And
It's crazy. You guys are talking about where you guys are mentioning this point, and obviously, like, within running, for example, we have the same conversations, and it's like it's really interesting hearing this thing complaint. And I would say that
Parents pushing their kids.
not parents pushing their kids. It's like these athletes, sacrificing everything for a sport that
Yeah.
doesn't really give back. And end of the day, it comes back to passion as to why they do it. And I feel like that's also the reason why most parents tell their kids to play like
cricket.
statistically safer jobs, like
Yeah.
getting like a bank job or an IT job, because the average salary is like a lot better. Because life of an athlete is tough. It's not easy.
And that's the thing, right? That's why our sport also won't grow. Even that can be said with any combat sports, to be sure. Like, MMA is also not that great because there are so many different organizations. It's not a one unit. Like, we have so many different organizations.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like recently, what was that? APFC?
Yeah.
APFC was
What is
organized. Anthony Petty's
Okay.
fighting championship or whatever. When that happened, another organization had a problem because they did not include them, or like, it's just
The politics always come in.
There are so many federations, so much politics. They all want a piece of that, cash. That it's difficult. And if you've seen like Jiu Jitsu India,
What do you think of MFN?
I mean, they're doing a good job, but then again, it's not very regular.
More frequency.
You think so?
Yeah.
And where does it always happen in Delhi? Is it?
No, Dubai and
Really?
these
Oh,
places.
wow.
Yeah, Abu
Okay.
Dhabi, Dubai.
Oh, nice.
A few events in Delhi.
They do.
So they mix around between
Mix
Dubai
around,
and
like,
Delhi and Atlanta.
Yeah, because again, the sponsors mostly are from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, those
Makes
places.
sense, yeah.
How are they able to
Commentary is a little.
Commentary is
Iffy,
very,
yeah.
very bad. Like
Commentary is.
most of the times, these guys are just talking nonsense. They don't even know.
Like to fill the empty space.
Exactly.
I like what Fight Pundit is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I like that. I like the concept because I feel it hits. Because I would always say that the engagement is the most important
Yes.
part. Because I think the main problem that most gyms have is that, okay, I don't know most gyms, I'm guessing, is that, hey, I want more students to keep coming. And Fight Pundit, if it is, for example, just amateurs fighting, it's a great way to get the students there. And then, of course,
Correct.
the other cool stuff that comes with it,
Yeah.
like the footages and the storytelling. It's definitely like, I think it's a great way to grow that
And
way.
that's what I think Fight Pundit does well, right?
I think maybe they should have like another level with like elites, like maybe you can compete and other
Yeah,
athletes like that.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, right? We like guys like Nihal, me, like people like Devesh, and all. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have that platform where we can go compete at highest level and make money, right? Leverage did that. And
Oh yeah, leverage. Yeah.
So many years ago.
That was
It's been-
amazing. The first one.
yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
it was
Yeah.
quite a long time ago. Like,
Yeah.
and I think Abhishek Tyagi won one, right? Which
Yeah,
was
yeah, he did.
Which happened.
They
here.
had,
It was
zonals.
so
Zonals.
good.
That
It
zonals
was
just
so
got
good.
dropped. I'm like, what happened to that? Like, that was
Usually
good. That was a
happens,
good
yeah.
initiative for
Yeah.
a lot of these pro athletes.
Having
Yeah.
South India, West
Yeah.
India, East India. Kind of like triangle.
Yeah, but then
How are
both-
these not like great in like examples of how the sport is growing? I would say that they're like really good signs that the sport
exactly?
is like
But
growing and thriving.
again,
They are
sponsors.
one-offs, but how many years has it been
Yeah,
since this happened? It's been like 2, 3, 4 years.
yeah.
How do you measure like for example like cricket, for example? How do you measure that the sport is continuously growing?
Because there's always something happening, something to work towards, something to train for. If you ask,
So but there's also I think it's a spectator sport, right?
Yeah.
You guys are trying to make
definitely
jiu-jitsu
entertaining
into-
to watch,
Hmm.
but yeah, like you said, there's no real money in organizing
Yeah,
it.
no,
right
but
now.
the reason why I'm clarifying is because I'm curious because I always go to competitions and I always go there because for the community.
Mhm.
And I'll be very honest with you, there have been so many times when I've gone to these competitions and I'm so nervous and scared. And I'm always scared that something bad is going to happen to me. But inevitably, when I've gone and competed, it's always been somebody like me whose hobby is
Also
just as
scared
nervous and
Of
scared.
the same thing.
And there's so much respect and love. And I always loved that about Jiu Jitsu. That no
Yeah.
matter which country I go to, I can always go and train at these gyms. And there's always going to be someone out there like
The
me.
martial art.
Yeah, and
comes
running
true.
is like that. Like I can go to any country and there's a run club there and say, hey, I want to do a run with you guys. And
Free to do
yeah,
it. Yeah.
it's beautiful. Now, cricket, for example, I don't think it works that way. It's more spectator based. So that's why I was curious, clarifying. Are we looking at it as a community based sport or like a mass participation sport, or is it a spectator sport?
I feel like the stage right now, dude, it's just a community sport.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
I love
it's
it. That's-
okay.
yeah.
That's not a problem. Like, not everything has to be a spectator sport.
Mm.
Even though people are really trying to push that, doesn't have to be.
Maybe a
Can-
case study looking at how it. I think surfing might be a good example.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Surfing's like that. You have like a level which is just okay.
Correct.
These are the
But it's funny how like I would say things like F1, MotoGP and all, they have so much spectators. But it's all I mean, it's just like cars just going around in certain circuits. That's it. That's like pretty much it. That's all it is.
Like-
And I feel one thing that happens in a lot of your striking, anything that's more technical, is it gets boring because people don't want to lose and they don't take risks.
I think football can get boring sometimes. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
cricket
it
can get
does.
boring
Depends on the
sometimes,
match.
Yeah.
Depends, like
Manchester United.
yeah.
Tonight, 7:30 p.m. They have boring matches.
Very
They have
boring
really good
matches,
matches.
Yeah.
Depends.
I think
Those
Champions
days,
League has consistently always been good. I've never watched a boring
Most of the
champion-
time.
yeah,
Most of the time.
There's
yeah.
some finals that are
Again,
absolute
Yeah,
dominant.
that's
So
true. That's true.
I feel like
Mhm.
the one way to make it more spectator friendly is get more action, like penalize any stalling by putting them in bad positions. Also rewarding good
Entertaining
performance.
fighters.
Yeah, like if
Like,
you have good
Justin
performance,
Gaethje.
Have like fighter bonuses, like, and don't keep it at one. If you keep it at one, people will know, oh, this guy fought like really good. I have no chance, and they don't want to do it. Probably have like, okay, say if there are two divisions, have maybe two different fighter bonuses. Like if you do well, then they earn a submission bonus or whatever, quickest submission, fighter of the night, like something that would actually make them be more.
I think the fight pundit thing is coming back again, right?
It is,
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah,
in the
okay.
summer.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Are you,
They do
are
have
you
the
planning on
bonuses.
doing it again?
When is it?
Summer usually they haven't
Yeah,
announced a date
they
yet.
haven't done any dates
Ballpark
yet.
months wise.
Maybe.
Let's see. We'll have to.
Nah,
we'll have to talk.
bandwidth. I don't think I have time.
Yeah.
I would love to watch because I love watching it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun watching and being a part of it. I love going. I mean, again, like to me, it's always been community. So I love going with the entire. We went right.
Yeah.
Oh man, you saw me. I was so animated. I was like,
Yeah.
and everything was so beautiful and fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. Definitely.
That's
But I always go for the community. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe. There might be some casual fans that might come,
Yeah.
but I always think that the main core people know jiu-jitsu, they understand technique, and
That's with all these sports, right? Like,
also I don't know about this, but I find competing with everybody, like my gym watching me, like
it's just-
absolutely terrifying. I like going. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just like go compete, come back, then done.
That's the best.
Yeah.
And how does it, like, I'm pretty sure you'll be like, people, when you compete abroad,
Yeah.
people will be like, oh, you're from India. We didn't know jiu-jitsu is there in India.
No,
Like,
I don't think that's the case.
I had a conversation with someone and they were like, dude, you do jiu-jitsu in India? I'm like, yeah, why is it so surprising?
Funnily enough, I don't know why, for whatever reason, in the smooth comp thing, my entire account got deleted. I don't know how that happened. So my account is like, if you look at a fighter,
Yeah.
the history, I've got 0. I mean, now I've got like 3 losses. Just whatever.
That's great.
But in this case, I couldn't even find IJJ on the thing. So in order to just because I need to pick
I
a
saw
gym.
you're affiliated to another gym.
Yeah, it's the Australian gym. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was said, you know what? If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna just represent them
Yeah.
because I still would say that like I really hold that gym in high regard because that's where I fell in love with
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
I remember first time rolling with Ashwin Adiga, he mauled me so bad. Like it was in that.
I love how you're talking about him in third person.
He mauled me so bad after that, like, you know what, I have to really get
Yeah.
After that, I was like,
That's when the mother's
that's
milk
when
was
that's when
gone.
I was I just.
I
got
think when you
so
started
bad.
coaching, you became really good.
Yeah.
Because-
Overnight almost like
I don't know, overnight. He worked really hard.
really fast, dude. Like,
Because I started
you went to
researching
level up.
more. Like I started
Yeah.
doing more
you start
research,
thinking about it like from
Yeah.
a teacher's
Yeah.
perspective.
and then also like I feel like everyone's
It's
doing
been
the
a
same
while
thing,
since we've rolled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to roll with you. It's been like,
and everyone's doing the same. Like
Right here, right now. Let's do it.
Let's
we can do
go.
MMA now.
Yeah.
Got it. So, like, the key is just love of the game. That's what keeps you guys coming back.
100%.
Like-
That's what keeps everybody coming back.
Love of the game. Yeah, I think that's what got me to come back as well. Can't be without it.
Are you training now?
Yeah. Lifting weights just doesn't give you as much fulfillment as like strangling someone out or getting an armbar, especially on white belts. Especially on white
I
belts.
always felt like your competitions, I always thought you were very unlucky because you always got paired with like.
The division
really-
winner,
Yeah.
almost, but
Dude, he competed against in Strangle, and he had to fight first match Ravi. Was it the
Me?
first match?
No, that was
Second
I won
match?
2, and that was a semi-final.
Yeah. So
And
you
then
always had to
lost
go
by
against-
points, and Ravi was kind of like good at that point.
How
It
did
was
how did losing
7-4.
how did losing make you feel?
Losing which one?
Like in general.
The opposite, dude. I felt like I sucked. Like what am I training so hard for? I even moved all the way to North Bangalore to train at IJJ because I was living in a different city, and I was like, I'm gonna move here.
I know. I
Train.
saw that. I always saw that, and I think I saw like another athlete as well. They took the losses like super personally,
Yeah.
which is funny because I think even when you talk about me, you were like, "Oh yeah, you did this, you won that," and I was like,
Did
"Yes,
I?
I did," but
Did I?
I also lost a lot, and I lost like
Yeah.
embarrassingly. Like I remember when I did AJP the first time, I got subbed in less than 30 seconds in front of everybody, and I was the first match. So everyone who's getting ready to train was watching, and I had to walk all the way to the middle of the indoor stadium where everybody was watching.
Mm.
lost and I had to walk back. That was the longest walk of my life. Like I didn't even want to look up because
Walk of shame.
it was horrible, man. It was so bad.
I get that.
Yeah.
Like the first few losses, you feel like you suck, but then you go back to the gym, you find an improvement like in everything. Like I feel like I've gotten better through the
Yeah.
fight camp, even through thinking about it. Like just with the anxiety,
Yeah.
anxiety gets removed. Now you can train more freely.
Yeah.
You definitely get better.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about Fight Pundit and what they did right is something that I always
League format.
No, yes, and what something I've also seen in the work that I'm doing with the marathons is that the real value add is more when the training happens. Because the training is when you're thinking about it, you're sacrificing your time or whatever for this, and game day, match day, race day is when the reality happens of it all. So it's like a realization of all that stuff that's happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a final exam kind of.
Yeah, I think if they did more videos on like what's happening at training, what the philosophy of each gym is, but I don't know if they want to give that away, but I think that's really where the engagement is. They're building up excitement for that.
Yeah, Gautam's the guy for that. He was interviewing all the gyms, dude, before
Yeah.
the first FP.
Yeah.
But you got to see like how everyone was like,
I'm excited.
approaching it.
I love what they did. I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Debo, if you're watching this, FP2, let's go.
Yeah.
We already have the super fight.
Please
From
don't.
the same gym, so probably
I'm
not going to
not-
happen.
I
But
definitely not
if you want to
doing
attack team,
I'm not.
We
No.
will.
I'll watch. I'm here to support, but I don't know if I want to be a part. Compete, sorry.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll get back to the final segment where we will ask Ashwin and Naveen some very interesting questions.
Action.
Let's do this.
Combat.
All right, we get to the fun part now. Naveen's favorite topic.
Okay.
Cults. So a bit of a throwback from the last time where we went really deep into cults and jiu-jitsu. But I have a performance question for you.
Performance question.
Yeah. Do cult gyms, not like the brand cult, but gyms that are a cult, perform better than gyms that are not a cult? Would you do more for your,
You define performance
Tribe?
as winning tournaments, or
yeah, winning tournaments, taking that goal, winning championships? Does being a cult help?
I think a gym that has the best system wins tournaments. I don't know. There could be a cult, or
Cults are very
if the jiu-jitsu is good, they'll win the tournament.
Or you can send your experienced guys to fight his white belts. That's another thing that a lot of times you can get like medals from. I mean,
He's just rage waiting, bro.
I am rage waiting.
Yeah, I'm not falling.
I am rage waiting hard.
He's not rage waiting me.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
watching this, don't fall for it.
Yeah. He's calling you out, by the way.
I feel like cult gyms will actually do better because they I don't know, somehow they get that mentality.
What is your
Like-
favorite cult?
Osho.
I don't know actually. I'm not. It's been very recent that I've kind of become aware of this phenomenon and like the impact. I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cult, but the impact of it, I've just recently started discovering it. So I would say I'm quite new to the.
But yeah, I feel like cult gyms can actually do well in comps because they're already so brainwashed. Like,
It would be
and-
easy to corner. a
and
cult
actually,
gym.
yeah, the thing is, I feel like,
Easy to corner.
I feel like since they're already brainwashed, it's easy to brainwash them into thinking that they're really good.
Which jiu-jitsu gym in the world do you think is a cult, in your opinion?
Every gym is a cult,
Top.
to be honest.
Gracie
Oh,
Bahas.
Gracie Bahas, dude.
Gracie
Yeah.
Bahas.
But again, I feel like every gym is a cult in its own way. Like, every gym has its.
The Gracie Baha wins like those gi tournaments, no?
Yeah, quite a
And it's
bit.
proved cult gyms outperform.
What is a really good gi gym?
Out of jiu-jitsu, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't the Thailand one really good? Arit, how do you say?
All right. Yeah. I've heard of
Aren't
it.
they really good? Gi.
I've never competed
Gym?
against them. I've never seen them compete too.
Okay.
Because I mean, obviously, I'm more no gi than gi.
Yeah.
But I've never seen them compete more. Yeah.
They're probably
what's
not
a
a
cult
cult,
gym
though.
in your opinion in
In
Bangalore?
Bangalore?
Yeah.
We'll obviously beep it out, but definitely.
There are quite a few cults. I just recently found out quite a few new ones.
Okay.
Oh shit!
But I won't really name
New
them.
cults have entered the
New
chat.
cults. I mean, it's not exactly a cult, but the kind of way they operate is
Okay.
kind of like a cult. But then again, like I said, every gym is a cult in its own way. Like anything can become a cult. It's just
you guys found the cult out, Jack.
I will definitely find.
I'm
like,
not
Would be a
I would
leader.
definitely start
Would
a
be a
cult.
leader. And what is our Kool-Aid? Yeah.
Kool-Aid. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Got it.
Let's see.
Leader would obviously be Naveen. The guy who hates cults
course.
will obviously be the guy who founds.
That's how
his
it
own
starts.
cult. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
always diss the other cults and then you start your own.
A better cult.
I'm already putting the foundation.
Yeah. My
Let's
cult
see.
is better.
Yeah, my cult is better. Join it.
Better marketing.
We'll just sit together on every other cults and
You
then
know,
we'll
you should
slowly
totally do a
grow.
super fight with someone when you should call them out, and this could be a build-up for it.
I tried to do it. Actually, that was
answers
the
my question.
intention.
Yeah.
Cult versus non-cult.
Yeah.
That was my intention initially when I started doing these call out kind of things where I wanted to call out particular people so we can have a super fight. But unfortunately, people in India won't take the fights.
Yeah, like actually, to be honest with you, you could totally you're doing the. I mean, it's a very popular and tried and proven method of building hype towards.
And that's what I was doing actually. Initially, when I started calling out, that was my goal. And have like a super fight of sorts. And my goal was, I hope they don't take it too personally, right? And when you are going to like create a certain drama, you have to not inform the other guy that I'm gonna create a drama.
Is it understood, or you tell them like to the side that hey, I'm
Not really. Like see,
Try to sell
like
the
what
fight.
Craig Jones does, he won't. He just baits them, and people generally take.
you
it.
love that guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think is better at rage baiting, Craig Jones or Gordon Ryan?
Craig Jones.
Gordon gets rage baited.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to do so hard, but unfortunately, like it didn't work out. It was really.
It's hard to play that game.
It's hard to play, especially in India. People's egos are a little fragile, and they take everything too seriously.
I think people who fight are like very emotionally sensitive.
Very emotional, and I feel that's the problem. Like if you start taking everything very emotionally, then I feel like you can't improve at all. You can't go further. Sometimes we need a little controversy, a little bit of drama, a little bit of spice. Makes everything nice.
I'm looking forward to a super fight. I will totally watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do that. Like, let's see. I'll try to rage bait someone else now.
You can rage bait Ashwin.
It's not going to work.
Because he already knows the formula.
Yeah, let's get into the questions
Yeah.
from Instagram. Ravi Bharati asked you a question.
Oh my God.
Bro, why do you stop me and explain how I should do a submission when I'm submitting you during a roll?
I don't think I've ever done that to Ravi, but I think it's a funny question. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
He's not so funny in person though. He's really funny online.
Yeah. He's always called.
That's very funny.
Maybe when he feels comfortable around people, he tries to open up. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's way funnier online for sure. Yeah.
Bro, I remember the first time I got like, so basically after the, I think was it ADCC or somewhere, he won. So I had told him like, if you win, I'm gonna buy you gin and tonic, because he was watching Zen and all these guys have gin and tonic, and he was very curious.
He's never done before that.
Not really, but this was the first time he won. I was like, okay, you know what, you win, I'm gonna buy you gin tonic. So okay, fine, and he wins. And then I was like, okay, let me buy you gin and tonic. So we start giving him gin and tonic, and he's like, bro, why is this not hitting me, bro? Like that, okay? It was so funny.
I know.
And then after I think he took like three gin and tonics, or four probably, a little more than what someone would usually take when it's the first time. After that, we had to move back from the the beach because the water was starting. It was high tide and it started coming up. He tries to stand up. He's like, bro, I'm high. I can't stand up. It was too funny.
That's such a good impersonation of him.
I pictured him exactly.
Yeah, literally, I was like, that's how he would say it.
That's how he usually talks,
Yeah.
right? Like, he's like, bro, I can't get up, bro. I'm too high, bro. Okay. So I had to
Exactly
help him
like how
up.
he says
And
it.
then we moved back, and then he was like,
It's all in
"I'm
Goa,
done."
is it? Yeah.
It
It's been
was
a while
funny.
since I've gone to Goa, actually.
Next question is from Dhruva. You've shown great success in building a business. At the same time, in training, competing, and winning tournaments. How do you balance the two, and what advice do you have for budding entrepreneurs who want to be just like you?
So
I mean, that's what he said. I'm
That's
just
so
reading
sweet.
it out.
Yeah, I know it's a good question. I think I'm very lucky that way. I work with Abhishek, He kind of handles the S&C and all the sports science stuff. And every time I compete, I always go with my girlfriend, and Rohit helps me a lot. And I have so many, like, I think that the entire gym supports me that way. It's like, I think Naveen, I tell Naveen, hey Naveen, I'm competing, and he's always going to give me that hard round. And there's so many other teammates of mine that really help me out. So that way, I would say the community really supports me, and I feel like when I go, yes, I fight alone, but I'm with so many other people.
Yeah, takes a village.
Yeah, it takes a village, 100%. Yeah.
Next question from Sarvagya. Despite India's vast population, why do we still struggle to produce elite talent in endurance sports like marathons and combat sports like Jiu Jitsu?
I would say that I think sports in general is, I don't know. I think this is something that I've thought a lot about, but from what I think definitely getting the answer for, like, from Pulila, Gopichand and stuff, these people, I would say that sports is one of those things where it's 1 in a million kind of thing, because at the highest level, genetics play a huge role. And I think, and I'm certain that India has the genetic population for, incredible athletes in marathons and in combat sports. I feel maybe it's a little bit of infrastructure that has to be set up and built. And also, like, if you look at India as a country, like, we're hardly 100 years old. Sports is not really a priority for us. It will eventually become. And yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. The fact that we have the expectation to see, the fact that we have a UFC athlete competing there is amazing. The fact that so many Indian talent are, like, doing so well in MFN or UFC is a great sign to me.
And I feel like one guy notably who might do well is always Yaqub, I guess his name is.
Who's this?
He's a Kashmiri guy.
Okay, nice.
I feel like one of the he probably is a good UFC prospect, because from India, probably if one athlete who can go probably a little ahead of Anshul at the moment would be him.
Anshul Jubilee.
Yeah.
Legend, man. Absolute legend.
Pro hard work.
Can't say anything.
Yeah. But he gets so much online, which I think is like
keyboard warriors, dude.
Like interview with, I don't know who it was, where he said he could, not beer biceps. I think it was beer biceps. I don't know.
Was it? Okay.
Where he said, like, he can take out Khabib. That's where he got all that.
It was beer biceps. Yeah.
He wanted to be a little, controversial, but like he could not do it.
Yeah.
He should have said someone little, not Khabib's level, but someone little lower, where he could have got it wouldn't have been as bad.
Dude, and the guy who beat him in the last fight, he won today. He fought today.
Oh yeah.
This UFC event. Yeah.
Yeah, the Australian guy.
Australian guy. Yeah.
He's really good.
I've
not yet watched the thing,
Yeah.
so please, no spoilers.
Oh yeah. Well, that guy wins.
Thanks.
Next question from Joy Thakur.
Oh, Joy, yeah.
How do you squeeze time between work, travel heavy work, and lifting?
Train smart.
Train
Honestly, just training smart. I leave it all up to Abhishek to figure that part out. I tell him my schedule. I tell him what needs to happen. We set the goals. If we're competing, then I ensure that work is not so hectic that I can get my time in, and it's all load management. Because the thing with jiu-jitsu is that, or combat sports, is injuries tend to happen, and then if there's some injuries, we address it. Because I think after the Malaysia comp, I got armbarred pretty bad, and I got toe holded pretty bad too. So obviously, while I wasn't coming to the gym, I was addressing and rehabbing it, and now I feel pretty good. I think
this will be a good question, right? Like, how does your strength and conditioning coach, how does he program your routines? Because a lot of times people are like, if say powerlifter or working individual, like, they don't really have a lot of time, right?
Okay, true.
And how many times do you train in a week? How do you set your recovery, etc.?
Yeah, I think, okay, what led me to go to actually a professional was the fact that I got hurt doing random stuff. And I was going on YouTube and I was looking at, best 5 workouts for combat sports or whatever. And I was just doing that. And I didn't realize that everybody's body is different. Everybody's routine is different. You might pick up an injury from training, which needs to be addressed. And after I got hurt once, I got a pretty bad injury. And after that, it led me to kind of meet Abhishek, and he really helped me with my S&C work. And then, of course, it led me to also work with him at a different capacity as well. And then looking at blood work and other physiological data. And I like it that way, because that way I always feel confident that no matter what happens to me in the gym, we can address it and then always keep training. Yeah.
Does he take care of your nutrition also, or just like, or you have someone else for that?
No, I don't think I'm at that level. Like, I'm not a professional athlete, so I don't need to have a sports nutritionist. I certainly would get one if I was, because I think one of the things I really want to do at some point is, take like 3 months or whatever and just train like a professional athlete, twice a day. And yeah, I would love to do that. Then I would be like, okay, cool, get me everything. Let's go. Now, no, I still do blood work. If there is like any intervention that has to happen, certainly I would. But so far it's all good, That's good.
Next question is for you from Shakti. Tips for your white belt self.
For my white belt self,
Yeah. But if you could go back in time, be like
nothing. I would just go and maul him, him like crazy.
no
So
tips.
that
Just
no
straight
tips.
to the bullying.
No, just him. He's just gonna learn on his own. Either he's gonna learn or he's gonna quit.
It's funny, he says all this stuff, but he's such a good teacher. He really takes the time to explain.
bullying you, teacher?
No, you've never done that. I don't think
I
so.
mean, I only them on Thursdays. The rest of the days I'm fine.
I feel like you take a lot of time to like teach
Yeah.
people and do that.
But yeah, I mean,
I feel like you do have, I don't want to give it away, but you do have like a little bit of a persona that you
Yeah.
do put, but you're like super helpful and you really.
I mean, you have to do that because, or else no one's gonna take you seriously.
Dude, when I was like just 3 or 4 months in, and I didn't really like, I wasn't even training at Institute of Jiu-Jitsu, but I knew this guy because Instagram and stuff, and he didn't know who I was, and I just took like some rolling videos. I'm like no context. Hey, can you see like what I'm doing wrong? Just sent him a bunch of videos, and he took time to like write like huge paragraphs of what I'm doing wrong, a full analysis, like, and he doesn't know who I am.
He's very kind-hearted.
Yeah. He wasn't in a blue belt, just like
he's not being honest with his answer.
that's his persona. But like, yeah.
He really helps his student. He helps me a lot as well. I think every time you've like bullied me and stuff like that, you've shown me like what you did, and I was like, okay, thank you.
Got it.
That's one thing we need to do, right?
Yeah. If you want feedback on your roles, send it over to Naveen Narzari. All right, we get to the fun part now. Rapid fire for both of you guys. All right, we go really quick with this. Gi or no gi?
No gi.
No gi.
Are you a top or bottom player?
Bottom.
Really?
I love Craig Jones.
Yeah, top, 100%.
Top.
Yeah, stay on top.
Bald or man bun?
Man bun, man.
Ball.
Man bun.
Of course.
Favorite position to rest in?
I would let Adiga take that first.
Mount.
Turtle. Longest distance you ever ran?
25K.
Wow.
I did 12.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
Long back.
Okay.
I mean, that was when I was cutting weight. Like, I was like just running.
Really?
And
Okay.
I found like, I started with 5, felt it was easy, went 8, very easy, 10,
Nice.
12, and then after 12, I wanted to push, but then I had the comp.
Okay, cool.
I don't think I should push more.
Favorite training partner?
Aban, actually.
Okay.
He's helped quite a bit. Like, every time I have a comp coming up, I'll just call Aban, bro, I need to get some techniques in, and he'll just be like, ready.
You?
Rohit and Ayan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good.
If Rohit is in the mood to like legit train with me, he's the best training partner ever.
Yeah.
Ayan is like, I love rolling with Ayan.
Up and coming. Have you ever peed during a run?
No.
I heard ultramarathon people do that.
Yeah, 100%. I think when you do ultra marathons, your basically what happens is when you run for so long, your digestive system basically shuts down. So ingesting calories becomes really hard. So people tend to throw up. They have loose motions and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you're doing it for an entire day. There's no rest. You gotta pee.
I've seen this happen actually. People just themselves and they don't.
I mean, I saw one video of a lady. She was like running, and the camera guy is just panning towards her, and she just says like, "Don't pan it behind because I pants or something like that."
Yeah, it's very normal.
Yeah.
In endurance sports, it's very normal. Yeah, Ironmans and stuff like that, you'll see this happen all the time.
Was it like encouraged or like depends?
I mean, it's part of the sport. Like it's kind of like getting cauliflower a year in combat sports. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's just part of the game.
What's the worst jiu-jitsu position to get tired in? For you.
Control, bro. Side control.
Bottom side control, right? Yeah.
I think stand up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
They take you down and then that's it. You're done.
What's the best running shoes you've ever used?
Ooh.
I mean, I used Hoka. I forgot the name of
I
it.
never worn Hoka.
People talk a lot about Hoka.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it's mixed reviews. Either they love it or it's like absolute like it made them worse.
I actually used Hoka and then Sukone. If you
I never use those
know
shoes. No.
these are my best ones. Yeah,
Which Hoka?
I forgot the name of it. I have to check my order list, like what I did, what I ordered.
Most comfortable would definitely the ones that I've worn definitely would be Asics. They're really
I've heard
comfortable,
good things.
and New Balance.
Because of the white toe box.
Yeah, I like the ones with white toe box. Yeah.
Even me, same thing. Sukone also has an option, white toe box.
Also, the styling in Asics. I mean, not if you like the Asics one when you go to like a sports style store or whatever. The styling is like amazing. Yeah. Same thing with New Balance.
Yeah, I don't know why people go for Nikes and all that.
Nike, they got nice shoes too. I mean, they're pretty
Pegasus?
like market leaders, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like the toe boxes are very narrow.
You're opening another. This is an entire topic altogether. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your LinkedIn post
Indian
about it.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I read your LinkedIn post.
Sorry.
I read your.
It's very bad. Like for my feet,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't put it in Nike.
You know,
Oh.
funnily enough, for us, like not even wearing shoes is probably the best thing because we
Bare
never.
feet?
Yeah, bare feet. Because we're even when we're competing and stuff, we're not or training a lot. We're always training with like without shoes, right? What do you think of wrestling shoes? Best wrestling shoes.
Asics.
Have you
Matflex.
worn anything else other than Asics?
This one.
I wore RXN like
Hmm.
when Asics was not available.
Adidas, I did try.
How's Adidas?
I didn't like it. So
Rash guard or shirtless?
shirtless.
Rash guard.
I knew you all would say that as soon as I wrote it.
Don't trust these boys and their like skin conditions.
All right.
All the bats.
Yeah, all the mats, 100%.
Wrestle someone or pull guard?
Wrestle.
Pull guard, bro.
Always wrestle. I've tried really hard to like just pull guard. Even in a tournament, I was like, I'm going to pull guard. I was like, never.
One supplement you can't live without. Creatine?
No, I don't take creatine.
You don't take creatine?
No.
Do you should take creatine?
Why?
You'll see. Do you take creatine?
Bro, recently I've been hooked to what your
The energy gels.
energy gels.
Yeah,
to
game
to-
changer.
to
Energy
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just love the taste, whatever it
It is
is.
tasty, yeah, I know.
It tastes good. It's like it has it's caramelly
Which
and
flavor are you having? Vanilla?
whichever you've left it at the
I think
gym.
vanilla, blueberry, yeah.
It's like I love that. The
Yeah.
the
I know, I saw
normal
you
ones.
told me and then I saw you eating it like greedily in
Bro,
the
like,
mats.
I take like 2 of them. Yeah. One because I can't get it anywhere else, so I just take one so that I
Just
can
ask
work
me,
out
I'll
with.
give you
Like
some.
I just use it for my
Yeah, yeah.
workout and the other in the gym.
Mm.
It just helps recover. And I think that's one more thing. Like taste wise, I love the taste. I don't know about others,
Yeah.
but for me, it's just.
I think
pretty good.
energy gels for like combat sports. I think the most important supplement for combat sports athletes definitely
Yeah.
carbohydrates. It's not.
Like I
don't
feel
think it's
like
protein.
people don't understand
Yeah.
how important that is.
Yeah.
Like I would see guys in between matches.
Yeah.
They'll just be first of all they'll be lying down.
Yeah.
After they're done, I'm like, don't lie down, sit down, breathe properly, and you're good.
Yeah.
After that, give them carbohydrates.
Yeah.
People will be eating some nonsense. Like I'm like, dude, that's not gonna help out.
Your favorite post-training snack?
Pancakes.
That's your. Oh, yeah. That is your breakfast since you
No,
train them.
I love pancakes.
Same.
Yeah.
Pancakes, bro. Like the best thing.
Maple syrup. 100%.
Yeah, best thing ever.
A biryani question. Meghna versus Nagarjuna.
I'm not a biryani guy. to
Who
be honest
makes?
with you.
None of them.
I don't. I think I like Nagarjuna though. Nagarjuna stuff is good.
The best biryani, Aban's mom's biryani.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
nice.
Like like I ate that biryani and I've been like searching for that taste ever since.
I guess you know where to find
Yeah, Aban.
MTR versus Baba Tiffins. Who makes a better dosa?
Uh,
Or anyone else? Like Piyush has recently been going off about Baba Tiffin, so
I
did
never
that,
tried
yeah.
that. I think MTR.
Me neither. Yeah, MTR. Dosa?
My neighbor.
Okay. Shout out to Naveen.
Isn't it this or that? Like this guy's going with the third option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to eat dosa anywhere else. Like my neighbor makes like really good dosa. I just go there and like, hey, you're making dosa, give it to me. That's it.
Final rapid fire question. You're stranded on an island. You get 3 items with you. What are you taking?
Compass, rope, and probably a knife.
What are you going to do with it?
rope and knife to survive.
Yeah.
And it's an island, right?
It's an island.
Oh yeah, the compass is probably useless.
Okay, you have one more item now.
Okay, cool. Probably like a survival guide or something like that. How to survive in an island with just a
sure.
rope
And a knife. The first tip, you should have a compass. What about you, Naveen? 3 items you get.
Rope, knife,
And his Craig Jones shot.
Craig Jones DVD or something.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. 10 years from now, is Hyrox still a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, it's a pretty popular format. I think most people that want to do just runnings, lifting, and they want an event to aspire towards. So I think 100%. Yeah.
For sure. Naveen, you think Hyrox is still a thing in 2036?
36.
Yeah, 10 years from now.
I think by that time people are going to be just very obese. Obese? Obese, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because the fast food is just increasing.
I think they'll solve that problem.
Hopefully. Or have you seen,
Ozempic
there's
and
this
all that.
one movie, right? Like animated movie. Was it Wall-E or something?
Yeah.
Where people are just obese and on their wheelchairs. Like, I think people will be like that. 36. Yeah, maybe 10 years. That's how it's going to be.
So you think people are like fit as fuck and like playing things like? You think they'll be like really obese?
Data would suggest that 1% of Indians right now are like physically fit.
Yeah, but we have Ozempic now.
I don't know how that would physically fit. You would just be thin, right?
Yeah, and then you lose a lot of muscle mass as well. So you just
Yeah.
be
Unless you like work out like crazy.
kick and you're done.
Calf kick, right? And they don't know how to check.
Your question was, would it still be a thing in 2030?
Is Hyrox still a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Hyrox is still a thing.
Certainly, yeah.
Bigger than ever, probably, because it's huge now.
I don't know if it's going to be bigger than ever because there are like within that. Because right now in India, at least Hyrox is big in that category of races.
Mhm.
I think it's called hybrid sports.
Yeah.
I think there might be more, if anything.
More,
I think Hyrox is
before.
quite difficult for most people.
It is. Right?
Yeah,
Like it's like stations and then running again. Different stations.
10 kilometers, like,
8 kilometers.
isn't it like 10 rounds? One.
No, 1 kilometer for 8 stations.
So it's 8 stations, 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers is not too bad.
I mean,
You can do it.
If you
I mean-
add the stations to it, then it's a little tough.
For the normal person, I
Yeah.
think it's quite hard.
If you train for it, you can do it.
I think you could do it. I don't know about like everybody.
Hmm.
We underestimate like how fit
Yeah.
the average person is.
Yeah, I think the running part, like for someone who's just like a meathead, the
think
running
you-
part is someone you
yeah.
got to catch
But
up.
I know so many runners that have the problem with the
So
yeah.
same problem plays.
I think we'd
That
have
Right.
would be really. I mean, if you start like you'll see athletes actually improve. So probably Hyrox might move on to something more.
you know Dora.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won ADCC gold and then ran a marathon.
And
That's
he-
crazy.
That too, he had to fight late at night.
Legend.
That's
What
insane.
he fought?
Legend.
Dora, he fought, I think,
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Oh my
And then
god.
next day morning he had to run. Like, how are
He
you?
won
doing?
also,
Yeah,
which is-
he won.
That's
Crazy, right?
Wait, they fought at 1?
Yeah, 1
Oh
a.m.
my god.
1 a.m. After 12 is what I know. Like, because Rishabh fought at 12:30.
so you fought after him.
Yeah.
1
Yeah,
a.m.,
man, that's
2
crazy.
a.m.
That's what I was
crazy.
like. again,
That was your
like,
feedback. I understand. Okay.
Okay. One piece of advice for a jiu-jitsu athlete who just wants to improve his gas tank. One line.
To improve his gas tank.
Yeah, better cardio. Just
Keep doing jiu-jitsu. Your gas tank will improve.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Keep doing jiu-jitsu, gas tank will improve, and sleep well probably.
Yeah. Sleep
That's
is
it.
important.
Because I think that's what not a lot of people are not doing these days. Right? Sleep well. So I think sleep, just train. That's it. Eat, sleep, train, repeat.
all right, cool. We've heard it from Ashwin and Naveen. Shout out Instagram, websites, businesses, whatever.
Funkshwin is my Instagram, and I think NEB Sports is I don't know if it's relevant to most jiu-jitsu athletes, but yeah, Funkshwin is probably where you can find me.
And energy, killer energy
Yes.
gels. Try your whey protein as well. Do you still make that, the whey protein?
No, we're trying to reformulate it and do one more specifically for
interesting.
endurance runners.
Yeah. Sure. Follow Naveen.
Narzari. Naveen _Narzari. And yeah, Flow State MMA recently started.
Oh, nice.
If you want to just train properly, like everything is very structured. If you want to do that, just come to our gym. If you're serious about it, like if you're just a hobbyist, let us know so that we don't waste our time.
Yeah. If you're not serious like me, you can just send him your videos.
If you're just, if you just slide into my DMs with your videos, I would just give you my feedback, and then yes, from there we'll see.
Cool. I think that's a wrap, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks
you.
for coming on. Really cool to have you. Everyone, thanks for watching this episode.
Thank you.
The next one, I'll catch you in episode 10. We are out.
Thank you.
Yeah. To end this, we have Sanjana's pen.
What's recording?
Write something. Okay. Special. So you're the first ones ever to write something. Yeah. Do just pick a page, sign, and your autograph basically. Write anything.